Aloha, everyone. Wednesday was actually a pretty good day for the market overall, despite the down session in the NASDAQ. But first, I'm going to start off with the New York Stock Exchange because that had the most violent model switch yesterday. Today, the NYSE didn't follow through on the selling at all, and in fact was actually up a little bit today. And as you can see, looking at TSV here in the middle window, we're starting to get to oversold readings, and the MACD has come down significantly from overbought territory in a very rapid amount of time. So it's always possible that once again we're going to get a switch to sell signal, and that's going to mark a bottom, and that's going to be great, obviously, for all of our long positions as we remain very, very long. But that being said, while the NYSE is showing a little bit of strength, the S&P 500 was only down 0.19% today. It had volume lower in the session before. It remains under neutral condition. You can see TSV and MACD is rolling to oversold levels, so that is excellent to see. Switching to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, where Apple, I assume, will be part of that soon, which is another story that we'll get to here shortly. MACD, TSV is coming down significantly, and the NASDAQ was by far the laggard on the day, but it was only down 0.20%. Volume was lower than the day before, so no distribution day there. But the weak one was the NASDAQ 100, which was down 0.55%. Volume was lower session before. MACD still a little overbought. TSV isn't quite oversold yet. But the reason why the NASDAQ 100 lagged so bad was because of Apple. Apple was down 1.82% on heavier volume, clearly influencing the NASDAQ and NASDAQ 100. But the most important index out of all of those was the Russell 2000, and that's where what I really want to focus on, because this index is always the most important index to me because it's a broader index of the general market, small caps, exciting growth stocks. And you can see that while MACD and TSV is not near the mid-range or oversold levels yet, relative strength-wise, Russell 2000 is holding up amazing as it was up 0.60% today. Whenever I was gone for the close, and whenever I was checking my iPhone, I really thought that the data provider that I use on my iPhone was incorrect when it was showing me that Russell 2000 was up over 0.5%. I get home and find out that is the truth. So that is beautiful so far for those indexes. You can see RSI is coming to an oversold region, but not quite oversold, you know what I'm saying? But it's in the mid-range, so not bad for the Russell 2000. If it finds support here and we start to rally to new highs, that'll actually be bullish and suggest that our oscillators will stay overbought. But you can see at least the bottom line is that we're working off the overbought conditions. NYSE is getting to oversold mid-range levels. NASDAQ still has a way to go. S&P 500 also getting there, and the Russell 2000 has a ways to go, but that could be hiding massive strength underneath. And unfortunately, we had some sell signals today. Z is a 50% sell signal, but all of it was taken out by me intraday whenever it moved below the low a day of my signal date. So Z is all out for me. CIVI, 50% of my sell stops hit intraday. I actually have no idea where I put those sell stops, but I assume wherever I got filled is where I put them, but I don't remember. But my final sell stop now on the last remaining part of the position, remember we're long back here at the beginning of January, so we still technically have gains, is a close, whoops, I can't go back with this, is a close below the 1794 level. That will be a full sell in CIVI. And the only full sell today was once again another failed speculative trade, QTNT. Once again, swing and a miss for me. And while I swing and a miss there, CMBG, or what is it, CBMG? Yeah, remember, long signal back here. I pass on it on the 23rd of February. We're not even a month in. And once again, 66% gain I missed by passing on this that I flagged and put it at the top of the list. It's going to go long. Didn't have enough capital. Said, hey, I'll pass on that one. Big mistake. Just like CRMD, which still, despite today's sell-off, is up 150% since my long signals miss. And then remember SUPN, my long-term hold signal when we initially went long it back here, whenever it got above the 200-day moving average, and we were supposed to, it's a long-term hold. Well, sadly, it stopped us out. We have to obey stops. It moved lower, but this is why it should have remained a long-term hold. However, we do have better longs that are doing better, so it's not a big deal. But SUPN, after taking the 200-day moving average late February, it's now up 25%. and that looks like it's going to be a great hold. I love this stock, and as you can see, it's nearing breakout to a new 52-week high. This is a great long-term position. And look at FL. I was supposed to retake FL when it got back above the 200-day moving average, as I like it long term. And I've also passed on that, and that's a 14% gain missed. And then HZNP was another one. Faked me out here, faked me out here. I passed on it here. Long-term portfolio from January 6th to March 11th, up 67%. Unbelievable, my luck. Thank God there's a little bit of skill behind what we do. And on that note, all of our longs besides those few sells are working, and even our hedge is working, SQQ, as once again it was up a little bit over 1.80% today. So even our hedge is working. This is how it used to work back before 2008, so it's good to see everything working like it used to. But look at UUP and EUO. I tell you what, that is a climatic parabolic run. What an amazing run in the United States dollar. Just amazing. And after hours tonight, saw tons of bank stocks announce share buybacks and dividend increases. And that's why I have 4 new long signals. BSFT. Some of these I wouldn't have taken, but you know what? There's just too much, like, you can almost like feel it that like stocks want to run again. Like the pullback isn't going to get too much worse, and if it is, probably be a buying opportunity. I mean, all these buybacks that were announced after hours is hard to fight that. But BSFT looks like it's coiled as shit for a breakout after its earnings victory. I'm going to go ahead and go do a long position here. I don't think I have the full account capital in the cash accounts, but this is a 2.5% long position. It was in the CanSlim account. PTCT, I really thought about going long this stock yesterday. Didn't close at the high a day. BOP was actually smaller than the session before, but today it's actually breaking out of those recent highs, basically breaking out above 73.30, closing at 74.57. Volume was heavier the day before, and BOP's increased to a higher green level. Zoom 3, you know, that's this beautiful since the end of May. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is a perfect speculator scan stock, so I like it better, obviously, than BSFT. However, ALK is a pre-perfect speculator scan stock, and in late January, it was an actual perfect speculator scan stock. But it's bouncing right off the 50-day moving average, and that base has been lasting quite a while. Higher highs, higher lows, and it looks like it wants to bounce big again. And its brother, LUV, I notice is making a similar. Southwest Airlines is making a similar chart pattern, and it's got amazing fundamentals too. So I actually like ALK better than PTCT due to the reward risk ratio. But both of these are 2.5% because they're both in the perfect speculator scan. And then FIX also, pocket pivot point buy signal on huge volume and a surge in BOP. This stock was only in my price volume BOP surge scan. It was not in my CanSlim scan, but it is of CanSlim quality. It's a little bit lower priced, and since it was only in the perfect speculator and BOP scan, I'll only make it a 2% long position. But this is a very nice signal. Seems coiled as shit once again for a breakout, just like BSFT. 2 very similar chart patterns, and there's others out there like Tile. I'm watching Tile. EPAM, if you have cash available, set buy stops on this. This is a CanSlim stock and a perfect speculator scan stock. And then ICLR also. This is a pre-perfect speculator scan stock and a CanSlim stock. If it breaks out to new highs, it re-becomes a perfect speculator stock. So 2 high-quality stocks, but I'll be out of cash after that. And then our ad positions, VIPS. This not only was in our CanSlim scan, but it was also in my new highs scan, in my high price stock scan, and in another scan. I can't quite remember which one. Maybe it was in the pre-perfect speculator scan too. I find that hard to believe. I think it was in another scan. Oh well, who cares? Oh well, let's move on. But I've been long this stock since 2013, since back here, since 717. The stock is now up 630% since that date, and looks like we have a whole new round of a possible uptrend. Earnings and sales growth is absolutely ginormous. This is normally a 1.25% ad signal with it being in the CanSlim, but with it, I don't know, I got it marked here 3 times, but it couldn't have been in the price volume BOP surge scan only because BOP's lower, so maybe it was in pre-perfect. Here, let me check right now. We can go ahead and do this really quick before this video's over. No. Okay. So, okay, it's not as great as it was. But I moved it up to about a 2% position because this is a very high quality signal. in a stock that's breaking out of a very long-term base. That's really, 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 really nice. And then our last signal, oh, actually, there's one more. H&T is giving a pocket pivot point add signal. This stock is a pre-perfect speculator scan stock. If it breaks out to new highs, it becomes a perfect speculator scan stock. Very high quality, not in the CanSlim scan, but it is of CanSlim quality, basically. And I can't say those two words in a row tonight. And then also STM, speculative long position. This stock, though, probably might work. This one, yay. Why? I don't know. But it's got a 99 group relative strength rating. The biotechs have had a 99 group relative strength rating. It doesn't have a C to start the call letters like CRMD or CBMG. But you know what? It's pretty nice. BOP is surging again. Price is surging and volume is surging. This showed up in my BOP scan, so it was first flagged, but then it showed up in my new high scan. So then, I see it again. Nope, that is incorrect. I am lying to you all. It first showed up in my BOP scan for 20 days green BOP, so now it's flagged. But I'm not going to take it as a long position because it doesn't start with the letter C or is not a biotech. But then it also showed up in my price, volume, BOP scan with the pocket pivot point buy signal. So then it did become a 1% speculative long position. All right, everybody, I'm going to wrap it up there. I was pretty long-winded.